Well, hello everybody and welcome to Jeff's Baking Blog. Today I'm going to be making a Bundt cake. This is going to be for Christmas. It's a Speculaas Spice and fruit Bundt cake, and for the fruit I'm going to use glacé cherries and chopped mixed peel, but you could use any fruit you wanted, any dried fruit that you wanted. If you don't have Speculaas Spice, below the video and in my blog I will detail how to make your own Speculaas Spice, what mixture of spices you need, and that will make more than you need for this recipe, but it is then ideal to be used in cookies as well. And I have my oven preheating at 180 Celsius, that's 160 Celsius with a fan, 350 Fahrenheit, and I have a Bundt tin ready. I'm using a 9-inch silicone Bundt tin, though I think a 7-inch one would probably be better because it would give you a taller cake, but the 9-inch one will work well. You could also do this in a round cake tin, a 7-inch round tin that's quite deep. That would work well as also. And so we'll get on and go to the ingredients, and they are 250 grams, which is 2 cups of cake flour. I have 150 grams, which is 1 stick plus a scant 3 tablespoons, so 2 tablespoons and 2 teaspoons really. I have 150 grams, which is 2/3 of a cup of glacé cherries, which are halved. I have 100 grams of chopped mixed peel, which is half a cup. I have half a cup of sugar, which is 100 grams, 4 medium eggs, which would be large in the USA. I have a tablespoon of my Speculaas Spice mix. I have 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and I'm going to use about 1/2 teaspoon of lemon extract as well. So the first thing I'm going to do is to move things out of the way. Take 1 tablespoon of the flour, and I'm going to put that into a bowl with the fruit, and then I'm just going to toss it around to coat the fruit in the flour. This helps to separate the fruit, but it also helps to stop it from all sinking to the bottom of the cake, which in fact would be the top of the cake in this instance once it's turned out. And then I'm going to set that aside, and in my large bowl I'm going to put the butter, which is softened butter and it's unsalted. If you use salted butter you could leave out the 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and I'm going to put the sugar in as well, and I'm going to cream that with my hand mixer until it's nice and fluffy. So with the butter and the sugar nicely mixed together, I'm going to add the eggs one at a time, and I'm going to mix to combine those as well. Now if the mixture curdles you can add a little bit of flour, but you don't need to worry, because when you add the flour later it will all come together again. So that's all mixed together, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drop in about 1/2 teaspoon of lemon extract and give that a mix around. That's good enough. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the salt, the baking powder and the Speculaas Spice into the flour, and I'm just going to mix that around with a little whisk. You could actually sift it all together if you wanted to, but I don't think it's necessary. And straight away I'm getting that lovely spice aroma coming up. And then I'm going to, on a slow speed, mix that into the batter. I don't want to over mix it. And with that mixed, I'm just going to finish it off with my spatula. Just want to get this excess off the whisk. And I'll just scrape that round to make sure there's no dry areas of flour in the mixture. And then I'm going to gently fold in the fruit so that it's all mixed in, and that's good enough. Now my Bundt tin is 9 inches across, 24 centimetres. A smaller one would probably be ideal, but because it narrows at the base to about 7 inches, I think it will be okay. So then what I need to do is to put the mixture into the pan, and then we'll have to level it off. So I'm going to press that down, and with that fairly level, I'm going to put that into the oven and I'm standing mine on a baking tray simply because it's a silicone one, but I'm going to put it into the oven and I'm going to bake it for 25 minutes until a skewer poked into the centre of the cake comes out clean. Then I'll take it out and let it cool down for about 10 minutes and turn it out to cool down completely. And then I will make a little water icing with just water and icing sugar that I can drizzle over the top. That's optional, or you could make a lot of icing and completely cover it with icing if you wanted to, but I'll come back and show you that once the cake has cooled down. I baked our Bundt cake for 25 minutes and I let it cool in the tin for 10 minutes, then I turned it out, and then what I did once it had cooled was I took about 2 tablespoons of icing sugar and a few drops of water and stirred them together to make an icing which I could just gently drip over the top. And so that's all I've done to it, and to me it looks quite good, and you can see the cherries and such like. So I'm going to take a little taste. It has that lovely spicy flavour to it from the Speculaas spices, and then you've got the slight citrus taste as well, and those juicy glassy cherries. So this is a very simple cake to make, and as I said, it could just be done in a normal round 7-inch tin, which would be fine. So that's going to be it for this recipe. I hope you've enjoyed it, and if you have, please give me the thumbs up below the video and click to subscribe to my YouTube channel. In the top right hand corner of the screen there will be an eye that you can click on, which will take you to the recipe, and I'll put a link below the video as well. And also below the video I will list the ingredients for making your own Speculaas spices, which will make actually almost 4 tablespoons of spices, 3 2/3 tablespoons, and you only need 1 for this, so you'll have lots left over for making cookies as well. And then I'll be back with another recipe in the very near future. So until then, happy baking.